The movie opens inside a small but cozy apartment where our main character, Z, lives quietly with her pet goldfish. Her mornings are simple, solving crossword puzzles, sipping coffee, and watching the world go by. At first, she seems like any normal woman trying to make ends meet in the city of love. But that calm exterior hides a shocking secret. Z isn't just any Parisian woman. She's a professional hit woman. Her handler and close friend, Finn, is the only person who truly knows her dark side. The two often meet inside an old abandoned church, their usual spot to plan assassinations and discuss new targets. Each time Finn gives her a name, Z has one question: do they deserve to die? And every time, Finn confidently says yes. Meanwhile, somewhere else in Paris, two detectives, Jax and Say, are in the middle of a police operation to arrest a notorious criminal named Philippe Hugo, better known on the streets as Coco. When they try to take him down, things go sideways. Coco shoots Jax and runs. Say chases him through the crowded streets, but when Coco grabs a child as a hostage, Say has no choice but to shoot him dead. It saves the kid but costs them a major lead, and earns Say a reprimand from his superiors. That night, Z heads to a nightclub to carry out her next hit. Even though security checks her multiple times, she somehow sneaks in a katana, a sleek, deadly sword she uses to wipe out every man in a private room. The only person she spares is a young singer named Jen. Z believes Jen is innocent and just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. But fate isn't so kind. During the chaos, shards of glass hit Jen's eyes, leaving her blind. When Z reports back to Finn, she admits she didn't kill Jen. Furious, Finn demands she finish the job, revealing that Jen isn't as innocent as she seems. Meanwhile, Z disguises herself as a U.S. Embassy employee and sneaks into Jen's hospital room, ready to finish the job. She injects poison into Jen's four, but Say unexpectedly enters to talk to Jen. To avoid suspicion, Z quickly shuts off the drip. A nurse walks in and turns it back on, forcing Z to yank the four out entirely before the poison flows. Z and Say leave the hospital together, talking casually, but the moment Say receives a call exposing her fake identity, Z vanishes. Meanwhile, Finn and corrupt businessman Gobert discuss the stolen heroin, worth 75 million euros, originally flown in through a private jet belonging to a Saudi prince. Gobert complains that Paris police are easy to control, except for Say, who is honest and hard to buy. Say then interviews the prince, who pretends to know nothing about the robbery. At the same time, Finn loses patience with Z and hires other assassins to kill Jen in the hospital. Z discovers this and races to stop them, stealing a motorcycle and forcing their car to crash. She reaches Jen just in time, telling her that if she wants to survive, she must trust Z completely. Two of Finn's men storm the hospital and open fire on everyone in sight. Z and Jen flee to the lab where Say arrives. A gunfight breaks out. Working together, Z and Say manage to kill Finn's men. After the shootout, Z takes Jen to a safe house where no one will find them. Z spent time teaching Jen how to navigate the house by memory, where the ornamental fish tank was, where the windows sat, the layout of the kitchen, and how to find her bed. Whenever Jen needed something, Z was always right there to help. Meanwhile, Mr. Gobert and Finn visited the palace of the Arabian prince. Gobert was distracted for a moment by how delicious the palace chef's food tasted, but then he confronted the prince about Inspector Say's questioning. The prince revealed that Say had shown him photos of Gobert and Finn, accusing them of being connected to the Marseille smugglers who were killed at the Paradise Latin Club. Hearing that Say had linked him to the heroin operation, Gobert lost control of his temper. He had spent 75 million euros buying pure heroin that vanished with the prince's plane, and now the police were circling. Furious and humiliated, Gobert ordered the prince to be killed, and he wanted Z involved in the assassination. Back at the safe house, Z and Jen ate together and opened up about their pasts. Z explained that she had lived in Paris for 15 years, first in a cardboard box under a bridge, then in cheap rented rooms, then in the metro tunnels. Jen, on the other hand, had only arrived a few months earlier. She came to Europe with her band, but they broke up before reaching Paris. That's when she met Coco, who promised her a career. He brought her to various clubs and planned to record her music. Jen admitted she followed Coco and the Marseille thieves because she needed money to chase her dream. Z confessed that she was the one who killed the Marseille gang that night in the club, and that Jen lost her sight because of her actions. But Jen didn't blame her. She said she went blind because she trusted the wrong people and walked into a world she never should have been part of. She also admitted the truth, that the people who died were all thieves who stole heroin from a private jet. Jen went with them only because she believed it would jumpstart her singing career. Realizing Finn hadn't lied about the thieves, Z felt anger and shame building inside her. She took Jen to an abandoned church and asked her to sing. As Jen's voice echoed through the empty hall, Z fired a gun into the distance, not at Jen but out of frustration, guilt, and confusion. Moments later, Finn arrived. Z quickly hid Jen in a side room. Finn raged about his dead men at the hospital and demanded to know where Jen was. Z lied, saying she had already disposed of her, telling him Jen was nothing but trash now blown away like smoke. She begged Finn to leave her alone, promising she wanted out of the business for good. After he left, Jen confronted Z, revealing she knew Z came to the hospital to kill her. Z admitted she stopped because Jen reminded her of her little sister, someone she failed to protect after their drug-addicted mother overdosed. Jen became a symbol of a second chance and Z refused to let her die. At the same time, Inspector Say was being warned by his superiors that if he shot the wrong person at the hospital, his career would be over. Say insisted the real criminals were untouchable princes flying hundreds of kilos of heroin while the police focused on petty dealers. He ordered the prince's passport seized, placing him on a no-fly list, but the department resisted. Say and his team then investigated Z's pattern through street cameras, identifying her favorite food stand. The next day they ambushed her. Z was arrested and taken in for questioning. Say talked with her calmly, fascinated by her skill. Eventually he owed her the truth. Z once saved his life during an undercover bust, shooting a Russian assassin from a distance before Say was executed. After the interrogation, while being escorted out, Z spotted a handcuff key on an officer, freed herself, took down 2 guards, and escaped through a hanging cloth outside the building. Meanwhile, Gobert and Finn attended a painting exhibition. Gobert, still furious, demanded to know why the Arabian prince wasn't dead yet. Before Finn could answer, a disguised waiter calmly approached and shot Gobert in the head. As Gobert died, Finn whispered the truth, he was the one who stole the heroin. With Gobert out of the way, Finn no longer had to share anything. Z returned home only to find the place ransacked. Her beloved fish tank was shattered on the floor and Jen was gone. From her CCTV feed, she saw masked men kidnapping Jen. Seconds later, Finn texted inviting her to talk. Inspector Say, on his way to the office, learned that the 2 dead gunmen from the hospital were actually corrupt officers from District 7. When Say arrived at headquarters, he caught his own police leadership dealing drugs with Finn's men. They immediately tried to kill him and Say barely escaped with his life. Z visited the old boutique owner for answers. The old man told her corrupt officers had come looking for her, and he secretly handed her a phone number. Z then met Finn at an abandoned location. Finn demanded to know why she protected Jen. Z replied that she wanted to stop killing and asked for Jen's freedom. Finn agreed, but only if Z killed Inspector Say. He gave her a sniper location and a 1-hour deadline. At the market, Z took position but immediately sensed another sniper. Finn had double-crossed her again, sending a second hit woman, Chimay, to kill both Z and Say. At that moment, Officer Jax approached Say pretending to help him. Z called the number from the boutique and realized Jax was the corrupt link. She shot him instead of Say, and Chimay shot the decoy target, revealing her position. Z quickly eliminated Chimay as well. Z, Say, and Jax's broken body were taken into a car, and they forced out the location of the heroin and Jen. Z and Say then raided the warehouse, took out the guards and stole the van filled with 100 kilos of pure heroin. Z called Finn, revealing she now had his entire stash. From that moment on, the 2 declared war on each other. The next day at the abandoned church, Finn arrived with his men. Z confronted him and Say planted explosives in the heroin van nearby. Finn tried to turn the situation by showing a hostage video of Jen. As Finn grabbed Z's gun, she overpowered him and ran to rescue Jen. A massive shootout erupted outside. Say detonated the van, destroying all of Finn's heroin. With his empire gone, Finn chased them into the church for a final showdown. Inside, Z fought Juliet while Finn fought Say. Z managed to defeat Juliet, but Finn overpowered Say. Bleeding and exhausted, Finn shot Z in the shoulder and aimed for the kill. Say threw Z a gun and she fired one clean shot, straight through Finn's head, ending everything. At that same moment, Jen's eyesight miraculously returned, letting her see the world again. Afterward, Z received medical treatment from the old man, and Say recovered in the hospital. Jen reunited with her friends, and Say was offered an honorary medal, which he refused, disgusted by his corrupt department. Before parting ways, Say asked Z if she would finally start a new life, free from blood and crime. She said that once she found honest work, she would send him a letter, and the story came to an end. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of the exciting content coming your way. Every new video is made with you in mind, and I'd love to have you here for the journey. See you in the next one.